Hi, this is Lisa, and you are listening to I Love That Movie. This podcast is for movie lovers. It's not an unbiased opinion, it's not a straightforward review, it's just a couple people talking about a movie that they love. The format is each week I have a guest, and that guest and I discuss a movie that they love, something they're obsessed with, something they connect with. We'll talk about the plot, the director, and the actors, but we'll also talk about the personal connection my guest has with that movie. So if that sounds like something you want to listen to, keep listening. Hey, this is Lisa, and if you want to catch up with me on Twitter, you can find me at ILTM Podcast. Also on Instagram at I Love That Movie Podcast, and we have a Patreon. Show is always free, but if you want to support us on there, you can. That's at patreon.com/ I Love That Movie, all one word. And really that just helps keep the lights on. But I do have a bonus episode every week, as much as I can, just sharing everything else I'm watching right now. I'm watching Dairy, just finished up a show called Haha You Clowns, and a few other things. So if you want to hear my thoughts on more current things, you can listen to that podcast. But if you like what you hear today, please subscribe and rate this show. It does help new listeners find us. But I've got a very familiar voice on the podcast today. I've got Danny from Mocky Horror Picture Show. Say hi.
Hi.
Hello. Welcome back. And
Yeah,
for
it's been a while.
listeners, I know it's been a hot minute. And honestly, I haven't been recording as often. I'm trying to get back into it
Oh, I
more.
get that. Yeah.
So sorry when you had
No,
reached out
that's
a little
fine.
while back, we weren't recording as often. But um my for anyone just listening, typically my show, as I say in the intro, is we talk about a movie that we both love, and it's just kind of a conversation. Today's episode is a little bit different. Another thing I do sometimes on this podcast is I like to plug local film, film festivals, local artists, and things like that. So, Danny's been on the show a few times to talk about Mocky Horror Picture Show. But Danny, for anyone that hasn't heard the podcast yet and hasn't heard you before, would you mind kind of introing your group a little bit?
Yeah, sure. So
Oh,
I'm part of the Mocky Horror Picture Show, which is Dallas's only live interactive movie mocking comedy show. We're basically a live mystery science theater 3000 at the Texas Theater, and hopefully some new venues next year that we're working on. We're trying to expand the empire, and it's just what it sounds like. We screen a movie in a movie theater, and we perform a riff script. We've written jokes for the movie on mics, and we do it in front of a live audience. And we also put up prompts so the audience can yell lines that we've written for them, and we give them props. They can, you know, make make fun of the movie with us. Also, just have fun with the movie with us is what we like. What we try to say.
oh yeah.
Hence the Mocky part, the Rocky Horror, Mocky Horror. Again, it's a pun that got way out of hand, and so yeah, so we're bringing back. Oh well, I'll let you take over.
Oh no, you're good. So yes, and I've come to your shows. It's a lot of fun for anyone that
Thanks.
hasn't been before. If you're in the Dallas area, it makes for a fun night. And typically you've been at a few venues like Texas Theater and a few others, great places to see movies. And because I like what you're doing so much, it's kind of breaking my own rule here. And you even asked before coming on, you said we're going to talk about a movie we've already talked about before.
That's
But
right.
it
Yeah,
it is a movie that keeps on giving. This is a
that's a
film.
nice way to put it.
Yeah. You all know if you've listened before that I'm also a fan of other great podcasts like I like how I said other great podcasts like I was putting you knew what I
You
meant.
have
I
a
did.
great podcast. Oh
Thanks.
yeah,
That was not as
that that's
subtle
a
nudge,
that's
but
an apt description. That's
there you
fine.
go. Thank you. But what I was thinking was it's been covered on a few podcasts, and I mentioned others that I like. And How Did This Get Made is one of them, and I think they covered this
Oh
movie
yeah,
too.
yep.
But I've seen it. I've seen it a couple of times. I saw it because of How Did This Get Made. I watched it again when we talked about it, and here we are again talking about a wonderful film called Jack Frost.
Right. From 1998. Not the Killer Snowman movie, which is far superior in my opinion.
Ouch.
It's
But true.
I love dumb horror too, so it's oh I shouldn't say it's dumb horror, it's smarter than that. But
Oh,
anyway,
all good, all good.
um no, Jack Frost. So when we do these movies, we watch them so much that we usually kind of start to like them in a way because it's like, oh, the filmmaker was trying to do this, and the actors do the. This is the one movie that gets worse every time we watch it,
You're just
which is
getting angrier and angrier every time.
yes, but it gets funnier every time we watch it because we find new ways to kind of mess with it, which is what led to why we're doing it this year. We've turned it into a Christmas special,
I love it.
which we did our first special, quote unquote, when we did Reefer Madness on 420.
Hmm.
Uh, was it April? My God, it seems like it was farther. And I've
This year's
always,
been going by so fast, so
yeah, and we did a Halloween special with Plan 9, which is one of my favorite movies ever. And now we're doing, and I've always wanted to do a Christmas special, which we've done this movie before. We actually, the first time we did it was at the Alamo Draft House, which was like a bucket list item we could check off. And the Texas Theater asked us to do it again.
that's
And we're like,
awesome.
let's just make it a big, big old fashioned Christmas TV special, which you don't see anymore.
Yeah,
Um,
and so what makes this different? Like what makes it a special? What goes into it that kind of is different from your day-to-day shows?
we cram a lot more stuff into it. I mean, the movie's the anchor point, but we've updated the script. I mean, it's I'd say it's about 50% the same script, but we plugged in more like jokes and sight gags. We call them edit jokes, things we edit into the movie. We came up with some new audience stuff, and then we've just done a bunch of sketches that some of which are connected to the movie, and some of which we just find funny.
Yeah.
And we even have a song. We were going to originally do a different song, but we had to. I'm saving that for another moment. But we brought back. We're going to have a sing along because every Christmas special has like a sing along with the bouncing ball.
Oh yeah.
So we have an original song we wrote. Well, we Weird Al'd a Christmas Carol around the movie, but that's still an original song. And then we've got sketches that we're shooting that kind of bring in other like
Wow.
classic Christmas movies and God, what else? I mean, contests, just and then a bunch of other just fun surprises we've thrown in.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
You've talked about your process a little bit in different interviews, but for something like this, like when do you get started on it? Like how long do you have to prepare?
Oh man. Um, we I don't remember how long ago we booked it, but we've been kicking around ideas for at least a couple of months,
Nice.
and we had some really cool ideas that we couldn't do the way we wanted to do them, so we just kind of keep them in the vault. So we have this big, basically kind of virtual vault of ideas where it's like, oh, we couldn't do it for this show. Oh, well, let's bring it for this one. It's perfect for this one. Or and then we brainstorm stuff at the last minute.
Yeah.
Not the last minute, sorry. We brainstorm stuff as we're working
It
on
is a
it
very
in the time.
professional process,
Yes,
so it's
yes.
nothing is last minute.
Um,
But yeah, that sounds great. What around like what time does it start and how can people get tickets?
it's 7 p.m. on Sunday, December 28th, so it's right after Christmas, in between the Christmas and New Year's break. And you can go to thetexastheater.com. You can buy them the night of, but we always tell people go ahead and buy your tickets now because we never know how many we're going to sell at the door. We usually we get a good load. We get a good number of people that buy them at the door. So, or you can go to mockyhorror.com. There's links there to our page.
I like the timing of your special because it's kind of like right after Christmas, but it's in that like
Right.
in between weird, like, I don't know what day it is. I don't know what time it is. I'm tired of my family. Did I say that out loud? I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's like in a good space where you're like, okay, I'm ready to do something different. And I have a little bit of extra time, at least, I myself at my current job is it's kind of like that for me. So I think that's really good timing.
Thanks. I have to give Barack credit for Barack Epstein, who runs the Texas Theater, picked the date, uh, which, and I don't know if that's what his thinking went into it, but it wouldn't surprise me. He knows so much about the business and like the best time. And I
Yeah,
mean,
but
there's availability too, like,
sure.
when spaces are available and what movies are coming in.
Yeah, and
Um,
also thinks about the community as a whole. Like I feel like
yes,
is
he's very
very,
big on community. The whole
yeah,
theater is big on community, which is
yeah,
why we love doing shows there.
yeah, yeah. We talk about it on this podcast a lot, and I completely agree. I guess to kind of segue, or is there anything that we haven't talked about yet around Jack Frost that you want to kind of tease maybe to the audience? Like, here's what to expect if they haven't seen the movie before.
I can give the rundown. It's one of those infamous movies. Again, it's one of those movies we don't hate, but it doesn't get better when we watch it, which is good for us because it makes it funnier. Although we've learned recently that we can do movies that are like universally beloved. When we did Cinewild, they asked us to do Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, and I was like, "Are you out of your mind? That's an amazing movie.
Yeah.
It's an Oscar-winning movie, and it went great."
Oh, good.
Yeah. So but with Jack Frost, it's kind of like our bread and butter type show. It's about and it stars Michael Keaton, which hurts me because I'm a huge Michael Keaton fan.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
only one Batman, there's only one uh, Spotlight, or
Yeah.
Beetlejuice, I should say. Um, and well, there is only one Beetlejuice, I guess. Um, but he plays a musician, and right off the bat, it's funny because the opening is his band playing, and they're singing a very white blues version of Frosty the Snowman,
Yeah.
and they get signed to a record deal, or they have a chance to audition for a record deal, but he has to do it on Christmas Day. And he's one of those fathers that's like he's always on the road. He's barely home. He loves his family, but he's got to work and he's got a dream. And the ironic part is he decides to quit the gig and drive back, and he dies in a car accident
And we talked
on the
about
way
it
back in like the
on
first 20
Christmas
minutes
Eve.
of the movie.
Yeah.
Yes, on
Um,
Christmas Eve.
so it's a real big swing and really a miss
Oh
because
yeah,
to start your movie with someone's dad dying on Christmas is just messed up. I mean, there's just no way to really spin that to make it positive.
right.
And then the whole movie,
The whole
is
twist of the
spent
movie. Yeah. Oh, go
trying to
ahead.
do that. And
Yes.
it's just not possible. And all of it's weird. I mean, the fact that the timing of, oh, this Christmas movie that they wrote is going to get them this big record deal, even though like
Which again, they
that
do
it's
one
so
song and it's holiday
strange.
themed. So we're like, do they just do songs about holidays? Like,
Yeah.
do they have one for Arbor Day? Like, what record label is this?
Right. It's a weird setup to begin with, and then a tragedy, and then yeah,
Right.
then a movie that you're like, wow, how are they going to recover from this? And it's kind of like, well, they don't. Like they just spend a lot of time not doing that. But like you said, it's not that it gets any better as you continue watching it, but there are, I think, new jokes, new ideas that come up. I could see how revisiting it
Right.
could
And just
could
to
just bring up more
explain
and more questions,
to your
honestly.
audience, he dies and then a year later he comes back to life as a snowman that his son builds in the yard
Yeah.
by himself, by himself over over a Fleetwood Mac song, which is like I couldn't think of a sadder
Right.
pitch to make for a holiday movie. No, nothing against Fleetwood Mac, or
No.
maybe it's a Stevie Nicks song. I don't remember if it's a Landslide, which I can't remember if it's that's solo or if it's Fleetwood. It's probably
Yeah.
solo. Anyway, but yeah, he comes back to life as a snowman, and the snowman is horrifying looking.
It's scary and it feels like,
which is not supposed to be. It's supposed to be a heartwarming family
right.
tale about, forgiveness and whatever. Christmas movie. It's not
It's
trying
just,
to be horrifying, but
but it just is.
the puppet they make, which I'm told was a Jim Henson puppet, which maybe that tells you like there nobody could make this work.
Yeah,
Um,
there's just no way.
right. I mean, Jim Henson's like, the Jim Henson workshops, that's what they like puppets. That's what they do, and they can't make it work. Like, who do you go to after that?
Right. But it does kind of make you think about puppets like maybe E.T., who, I mean, if you see that puppet in a dark room and you've never heard of E.T., he's
True. Yeah.
legitimately frightening.
Right.
But maybe it takes a good writer, director, I don't
I
know.
think it's
It's just
indicative of a problem. I remember I'm going to name drop, but I don't
okay.
care. One of my first big celebrity interviews was I got to interview Billy West, who
Oh, that's awesome.
does, Ren and Stimpy and Futurama, and he was talking about, and at the time, like this trend had started of like, let's hire celebrities to do cartoon voiceovers,
Ugh.
and there's something that takes away from it because if you know the celebrity, and it was starting to happen in commercials too, where they were like, let's hire Julia Roberts to do this JetBlue commercial. But
Hmm.
the minute you start hearing a celebrity voice, you don't believe it's a character. You're like, that's Michael Keaton's voice
Yeah.
doing a puppet, and that's what I think makes it horrifying is is you can't put the two together. Which I mean, again, Michael Keaton's one of my favorite actors ever, but
But he
it's
sounds
Michael
like
Keaton's
Michael Keaton.
voice. Yeah, it sounds like Michael Keaton. He's not trying to, and I mean, again, the character. If he tried to do the human version of him in a different voice, and then maybe applied it to the snowman, maybe there'd be a separation to it. It's kind of like when Jack Black does a voiceover, like
Yeah.
he's got the world's most recognizable voice, but he can do voices.
Hmm.
He can make a character. He can take his voice and apply it to a character, and it's just a puppet. You're just watching a puppet voice that is moving its mouth to the voice of Michael Keaton.
Yeah. Oh man, I mean, you could that makes me want to go on this tangent about, like when you talk about Billy West, like I completely agree with what you're saying. I
Right,
think that a lot of modern cinema kind of has that problem of like instead of hiring voice actors, they're hiring actors and it's just not to me a lot of the times it's not the same and like you said,
right,
you end up focusing more on like that's The Rock, that's
right.
whoever and I think even the same with comedy lately, like
Mm.
we're seeing The Rock in roles that would have gone to Robin Williams or something like that in the past. And like that takes away, I think, sometimes from the comedy. It's like, I'm not saying The Rock can't be funny, but
No, he is. Yeah,
he's not a comedian, and so
right,
it's like I think we're so focused on bankability that sometimes that ends up being a bad thing and
right,
it doesn't serve the movie and then we get these movies that have these stacked casts that don't do well and I kind of agree with you. I mean, maybe that's part of the problem here. Maybe he's the wrong guy to voice a snowman. Like maybe that's just not like he's great, but maybe that's
right,
not who he is. I mean, he could do voices. We know he can be Beetlejuice, but something went wrong here. And there's just so much material. I think that's why you can cover it every year, and we can talk about it. We could talk about this again next year, and
right.
because there's just a lot there. It's entertaining. It's
It's layered in that like
yeah,
they tried to do so much stuff and none of it works.
yeah,
That
yeah.
it becomes just more entertaining. And like Henry Rollins is in it, and I'm like, what the hell is Henry Rollins doing in this?
Why?
Like again, I'm
Yeah,
a huge fan. I'm a huge Black Flag fan. I'm a huge Henry Rollins band fan. I'm like, there's no place for him in this movie
yeah.
except to just scream in his at the top of his lungs.
I forget that he's in it until you mention. Well, I mean, until you see him. But
He's in it very
um,
briefly, but yeah, he's just there because it's like, oh, he's great at screaming, I guess.
yeah.
And when you watch the movie, it explains why he's in it
And why he's screaming. Yeah.
and why he's screaming. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I guess to segue just a little bit, we've talked about this event that's coming up where people can buy tickets, but you have a couple other projects related to this, right? Did you want to talk or plug a little bit about some of those things?
We don't have anything booked yet. We're working on a new venue
Mm,
for next year that would be really fun. We're still gonna do the Texas Theater, like they're our home.
yeah.
Like we wouldn't have a show if it wasn't for them, and so we're and in fact the Priscilla show was our first show we got to do in the downstairs
Oh, wow.
theater, which was surreal because it's like so they for those who don't know the Texas Theater is it's got a theater downstairs which holds God I think 500 people.
Mm.
I'm probably underpinning that, and then there's one upstairs that holds 175 to 200, and up until the last up until the Cinewild show we were upstairs, which again we're grateful for. Like it's a great space. It's all enclosed. It's perfect for a comedy show because the acoustics are so great,
But it shows
and the
growth. I
screen's
mean, it's
right there.
bigger downstairs,
Yes, it's
right? So
got
like that's
yeah.
really both are great, but it's cool to see that your project is growing.
Thank you. I appreciate
Yeah.
that. But yeah, we don't have anything lined up yet, but we'll know after the beginning of the year. Um, I really wanted. We haven't gotten approval, but I want to do a Valentine's Day special.
Oh, nice.
We're not going to become the Jack Frost band of movie riffing shows. We are going to do just, non-holiday related. And I'm really pushing to do Twilight
Oh, that
uh,
would be great.
because I don't know if I've ever told this story. So I've seen all of the Twilight movies,
I have too.
but well, I saw them all back to back
Oh, whoa.
in a movie theater. I had to sit in a movie theater for 12 hours and watch all of the
My
Twilight
God.
movies.
And why did
I
this
when I say it,
happen? Was
when
this
I
a
say I
date or?
had to, I pitched it. I was writing for Maxim magazine at the time,
Oh, okay.
and they did a lot of humor. I mean, they're very broy magazine, but they do a lot of, but they did a lot of humor. And the editor
Yeah.
I pitched it to, and and yeah, and it was basically like I'll go watch it and then I'll document, the experience. And I was physically angry by the end of the fourth movie because nobody told me
How was it gonna end?
how well nobody I
And the
wasn't prepared
baby?
for what it was gonna be like. I was like, okay, teenagers. Every generation has their movie, and
Sure.
it's not for me. Every generation has their Skibbity Toilet or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or whatever. Like this is for today's, for the female teenage audience of the early 2000s or whatever. But I've never watched a movie that was aggressively not for me as much as Twilight was. Because I was like, vampires, I'll watch that. That sounds cool. No,
I
they don't even get vampire. They're
Yeah.
not vampires for me at all. They're not the Christopher Lee, um, what's his name, Gary Oldman Dracula. They're not even like the Lost Boys vampire. These are vampires for a very specific demographic that I will never be in.
Yeah, I honestly share that. I read the books because I had a friend that was like, I'm reading these books and I really
Mm,
like them. And I read them, and by the end of the book, she was like, you know what? This was bad.
yeah.
Like it started to get interesting. It didn't really land it. And I would say like,
Again,
the
if
first
oh,
movie you
go
could
ahead. I'm
be
sorry.
like, oh no,
Yeah.
you're good. The first movie I would say you could be like, oh well, they're finding their budget. It's like the first Harry Potter movie, but
Hmm.
I am not a big fan of them. I'm not a big fan of these movies.
And
So I can't
again,
imagine watching that's why I was like, oh,
right,
maybe your, significant other wanted you to watch these because I did
right.
watch three movies that my husband kind of wanted me to watch back to back one time, and by the third one I was like, I gotta go. But the first two I love. It's actually Mad Max. The first two I really like. That third one
Oh,
I
okay.
was
Yeah, the
like,
third
if
one's
we could leave
iffy.
now, that would be great. And we did leave. Um,
And then, of
but
course, Fury Road, which is freaking amazing.
yeah, Fury Road is
Um,
undeniably awesome. But
yes,
so I can understand like, but yeah, that makes sense. You picked an assignment, you picked your own homework, and then you had to deal with the consequences, it sounds like.
yes, yes. And
Yeah.
again, I'm not, it's bad for me.
Right,
I
right. You're not
get
saying it's
what,
bad for everybody. Yeah.
right. The audience that was there was really, and, great. You found your thing, I don't like parents that like push Star Wars on their kids. Like, let them find it on their own.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
I
if I
get
had a
that.
teenage girl around this time, I don't know if I would take, I don't know if I would be willing to sit in the theater with them.
You're like, there's other stuff out there, honey. Like,
Right?
there's a
Yeah.
whole world out there. Yeah, I mean, I honestly feel that way, but like you said, it's such a big phenomenon that you're kind of like, well, it's, but I think they
It's
would
your
be great
thing.
to
I get it.
riff.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
I think even if you're a fan of it, like, I mean, the people that I know that like it, really giggle at that baseball scene, and there's so many other like
Oh
weird
God.
scenes like that. I think people enjoy it, enjoy kind of laughing at it. So I think that would be really
I
good,
did start
actually.
to laugh at it at the end of the last, was it the fourth one? Was there
Yeah.
four or five? I forget how many. Whatever the very last one is towards the end, it got supremely funny.
Yeah, I
You
can't
know?
remember the comedian's name, but the guy that's Titus Andromedon on Kimmy Schmidt has this.
Oh,
Have you
I
seen
know.
that clip of him where he's like,
I can't think of his
"Man,
name
when I
either.
saw that, nothing could prepare me for seeing that baby." I think it was him that was
Yes, I
like
remember the
that. Yeah, yeah.
baby. God.
And
And the other
and I was
the
like, I
other
had that
thing is,
reaction too.
oh, and the other thing is, there's I won't name who it is because I haven't cleared it, but there's somebody at the Texas Theater that loves this movie that, and I would feel bad if like, they walked in and were ripped. Because again, I don't think we make fun of, yes, if there's something bad in a movie that's worthy of a joke, we'll call it out. But I don't really see us as like critics.
You're not
We're there to have
haters.
fun with movies.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think there's a few podcasts and a few projects where they're kind of poking fun, they're kind of having fun, but it's still you still get the feeling that those people care about movies and care
Right.
about the industry and that they have guilty pleasures and so that they're not above it. And I
Right.
would agree with that. I would say that your troupe does that really well. So
Thank you.
I wouldn't worry about that.
Okay. I
Yeah,
just
I
always
think
like making that distinction because people that
no,
come
I
in and
think
see
the
us,
fact that you're thinking
I
about
made
it
that
matters.
distinction. When we
Yeah, me
started, I was
too.
like, oh, we can only do bad movies. No, you can do any movie, really. It just depends on if it's funny or not, what we're doing.
Right. At the end of the day, that's what matters. And, there are podcasts I listen to that, that they talk about movies, and there's sometimes movies they don't like, and they make a couple jokes about it. But if it starts to become draining to listen
Yes.
to, I think,
Right.
clickbaity, that's not real entertainment to me anyway.
Right. Right.
So
Hmm.
I think I don't think you have much to worry about there. But well, that's great, Danny. I'm excited for this holiday season event and really appreciate you coming on and talking about it with me.
Thank you.
Yeah, is there anything else that you want to talk about before we say goodbye here?
Just go to mockyhorror.com where everything, all of our stuff is there. Trying to think what else. It's mainly just the show we're focused on now because we have to shoot
Yeah.
everything, shoot all the sketches and do the edits and stuff. That's once we get past that, hopefully we'll have. I'm sure we'll have more stuff in the new year.
Yeah. Well, I look forward to seeing it. So, thank you again for coming on, and
Thank you
we will
for
chat
helping us
again
get the word
soon.
out about it. We always appreciate it.
Absolutely.